problem on final accounts with adjustments. Okay, so first of all we will read out the questions including the adjustments, and then we will make it transfer to our necessary or the respective financial statements that we do prepare every time, that is your trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. So see, I have taken question number 14 from your book, that is double entry bookkeeping, okay, Kalyani Publishers. So today we are going to solve the question number 14 as I have mentioned here, and the question says following is the trial balance of Mr. Narayan as on 31st March 2009. Prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2009. As you can see, I have mentioned here trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2009 and a balance sheet as on that date. Okay, so here also I am taking the same balance sheet as on 31st March 2009. So the first thing that you need to know while solving the problems regarding adjustment is, as I have told you always, okay, first of all, before going into the questions that is inside the trial balance, we have to read out the adjustments initially. First of all, you have to read out the adjustments, and I have told you that please point out those adjustments through a pen or pencil into the item that is relating to the trial balance or existing inside the trial balance. Okay, understood? So I am taking the question number 14 for solution for this class, and I will send you this question in your group. So first of all, see, I am holding a pen. First of all, you have to read out the adjustments, and you have to see that to which items in the trial balance do these adjustments belong. You have to check these adjustments are belonging to which items of the trial balance, so that we will mark out or point out those adjustments existing inside the trial balance or the items existing inside trial balance. Then while posting those items in the financial statements, we will keep it into inner column. Why? Because certain adjustments are about to take place on those items. Got it? First of all, you have to mark out the adjustments to the items existing in the trial balance, while posting those items in the financial statements that are having adjustment, and you have made a point out, okay, you have to put those items value in the inner column because they are having certain adjustments to be made after the completion of the posting of items from the trial balance, so that after the completion of the adjustment, the final amount regarding that item can be taken to the outer column. Otherwise, there will be simply commission of mistakes or unnecessary errors. So here goes the question. So first of all, we will read out the adjustment and we see to which items of the trial balance does these adjustments belong. Okay. So the first adjustments that is given in the form of additional information in this question number 14 is, first is closing stock is valued at 15,500. The very simplest adjustment, as you have solved numerous times regarding this, and as you know, closing stock is no way related to any item of the trial balance. It is an individual adjustment. Okay, and you know the way of posting closing stock. So moving on to the next adjustment, that is depreciate furniture and plant and machinery by 5% and 10% respectively. So here it asks to depreciate the fixed asset, that is furniture and plant and machinery, by 5% and 10% respectively. So I will mark out those adjustments, that is furniture and plant and machinery, that is to be depreciated after the posting of the items. So in this way, you have to make out the marking of the adjustment that are relating to the items existing in the trial balance, either through a pen or a pencil. Okay, so that you will be better careful while posting of those adjusting items. Okay, so moving on to the third adjustment, that is write off 1,000 as bad debt and create a provision for doubtful debt at the rate 5% on debtors. Students, if you know, till now I have uploaded two problems solving on final account with adjustment, but I haven't solved any problem regarding the provision, for which I have made an exclusive video that I have uploaded recently, that is only clearing the understanding or the confusions regarding the provision related question. That may be provision for debtors, for creditors, provision for doubtful debt, bad debt. Okay, so I have already uploaded a video regarding the provision related issues. So if you have any problem regarding the posting of the items that may be related to provision for discount on debtor or provision for discount on creditor or provision for bad debt or doubtful debt, please watch the video that is uploaded recently, so that you can get a better clear-cut understanding regarding how or what is the meaning and what is the treatment of those provisions. Then only watch this class, because in the earlier solution of the problems regarding the adjustment, I haven't solved a single problem of adjustment regarding to provisions that may be for discount on debtor or for the bad debt. But today in this question we are going to solve the provision related problem, that is for the provision for bad debt, or also I think there will be provision for discount on debtor. Okay, so please watch that video so that you can understand better. If you watch this class without that and without understanding of the recent video what I have talked about the provisions, it is very difficult for you to understand how it is treated. So better first of all watch the video regarding the provisions where I treated and showed the meaning or showed the effect how it is to be done. Okay, so now without wasting time we should move ahead. So the third adjustment here goes is write off 1000 as bad debt, and you know the treatment for bad debt and provision for bad debt are same, totally same. So bad debt is treated to be on the debtors. So I am pointing out the debtors part in this question. If there is bad debt inside the trial balance, remember you have to add this amount of adjustment bad debt to the bad debt amount existing in the trial balance. So let us see whether the amount of bad debt existing in the trial balance or not. So there is no amount of bad debt in the trial balance. Okay, it may be possible that there may be some value of bad debt in the trial balance, and also there may be some bad debt as the adjustment. So first of all you have to add those bad debt that is given in the adjustment to the item that is inside trial balance in the debit side of profit and loss account. Okay, but here in the trial balance there is no such bad debt, only given in the adjustment. So we know the treatment, debit side of PL account, then deducted from the sundry debtors. And it has also asked to create a provision for doubtful debt at the rate 5% on debtors. Same adjustment is treated the way you are treating for the bad debt just now I have told you, and the provision for doubtful debt is also taken on debtors. So I am double pointing out the debtors part. Now I am getting confirmed that when I will be posting the sundry debtors in the head current assets, I will keep it into the inner column, so that the further adjustments regarding bad debt or doubtful debt provisions can be made without any unpreciseness. Okay. The next adjustment it is asking about allow interest on capital and drawings 5% per annum. So see, interest on capital and interest on drawing both are related to capital adjustment. Okay. So I am pointing out the capital here, but remember I have told you interest on drawing are added to drawing or deducted to capital. So on and all both the things are same, because drawings are anyhow adjusted from capital. So you can add the amount of interest on drawing to drawings, or you can deduct the amount of interest on drawings to capital, whichever is possible, because on and all you have to deduct the total amount of the capital so that you can get the final adjusted capital value under the liability side of balance sheet. Okay, so I am pointing out the drawings over here so that we can know that we have to charge interest on drawings while solving the while posting the items in the balance sheet. Okay, I am marking out the drawings because I have to charge interest on drawings. Okay, so it is given percentage 5%. While solving the adjustment we will see that. Next adjustment is given as wages for the year is 16,000. Okay, so definitely it will be a bit confusion for you that wages for the year 16,000 means what. Now before telling about you this wages, let us see what is the value of wages existing inside the trial balance. Okay, it must be in the debit balance as it is in expenses. So wages in the question given is 15,000. That means your question is your trial balance. Okay, the trial balance is your question in the both final account without adjustment and with adjustment. So when I say the word question, never get confused. I am talking about the trial balance itself. Okay, so wages given in the trial balance is 15,000. Got it? And in the adjustment it says wages for the year is 16,000. So for the year means for 12 months. Yeah, okay, for the 12 months for the year. So wages for the year or for the accounting year for the assessment year is 16,000. But in the trial balance it says wages given is 15,000. That means definitely 1,000 is your outstanding expenses because you have paid 1,000 less. Got it? Wages given in the question as the debit balance or in the trial balance is 15,000. And in the adjustment it says wages for the year is 16,000. That means total expenses for the wages amounted to in the accounting year is 16,000. But you have only paid 15,000 that exists inside the trial balance. So remaining 1,000 is your adjustment or your outstanding expense. Okay, so I am pointing out the wages over here too. Then moving on to the last adjustment in the question is rent received included 500 as advance. So see, it is talking about income received in advance. So definitely here rent would be the income that is existing in our trial balance. Let us see if it is an income, definitely it would be existing in the credit balance part. So let us see the credit balance part of the trial balance whether we are having a item called rent or not. Yes, there is an item called rent received that is 3,500. and it says rent received included 500 as advance. So first of all, I am pointing out the rent amount so that we can make the adjustment while posting of the items. Okay, now since we have posted all the adjustments that is related to the trial balance items, now it is time to solve the questions that are given in the trial balance in the respective financial statement. Okay, so again I will make you explain how the adjustments are treated while posting of the adjustments to the respective items of the trial balance. Okay, so now it's time to start our question. So first item in the question given is furniture. As you know, furniture is having adjustment and furniture is a fixed asset, so definitely it will go to the balance sheet. So first of all, we will write the heading as fixed asset. Then we'll write furniture. We'll write the value of the furniture in the inner column, that is 15,000, because later on we are having depreciation regarding this. Okay. The next item is plant and machinery. Again, plant and machinery is having adjustment, so we will write it into the inner column. We'll leave a space for depreciation under furniture, plant and machinery. So the value of plant and machinery is 14,000. Later on we will make adjustments regarding this item. Moving on to the next item is stock on 1st April 2008. So stock at the beginning of the year means it is opening stock. So opening stock is the first item of trading account. We'll write over here to opening stock. So opening stock is 8,500. Sorry, the marker is not running well. Not to worry, I will change it now. So the opening stock given is 8,500. Next is salaries. As you know, salaries are the indirect expenses. So and it is not having any adjustment, so it will be taken to the debit side of profit and loss. So I will write here to salaries 2,250. Then next is printing and stationery. Same printing and stationery is also indirect expenses, will be taken to profit and loss account. To printing. So the printing and stationery amounted to 780. Next is debtors. So debtors are the assets, as you know. Okay. So we are having adjustment regarding these debtors. So we will keep it into the inner column. So debtors are the assets under current assets. So we will write here. And the first item under current asset is that we got here is sundry debtors. So we have to keep this value in inner column because we are having adjustments to make in the coming time. So students, I will send this question to you in the group, but because of the space or the darkness, as you can see, it may be possible that you cannot find out the value correctly. So please look into your question that I will send you carefully so that you can understand. Okay, because it is a problem that consumes the bigger part. Okay, so please cooperate for that. Next, we have is investments, and to remind you, investments are the assets and these are called as the fixed assets. So we leave space for depreciation for plant and machinery and we write here investment. So investments value given is at 6,000. The next question is cash in hand. So cash in hand is a current asset, but we need space for adjustment for the debtors. We will write it down. So cash in hand given is 2,400. Next item is sundry expenses. As you know, sundry expenses means what? See, I have told you earlier also in our classes that some expenses are incurred in the business, but they are not made any recorded, they are not recorded, not accounted for, and after some time you get to know that you have made certain expenses. So you name those expenses as sundry expenses, miscellaneous expenses, or like these are the expenses that you make but you don't know the names. So that is why these are treated as indirect expenses, because the purpose for the expenses incurred is not yet known. Okay, not decided or not disclosed. Okay, whatever you can say. So that is why the names are given as miscellaneous or sundry expenses. Since the purpose for the expense is not known, we have to write these as sundry expenses. Okay, or indirect expenses. So I will write over here to sundry expenses. So sundry expenses amounts to 1,350. Okay, and the next item is interest. See, interest is given in the debit balance. So as you know, interest is a nominal account balance, and it is given in the debit balance means it is a expenses. So definitely it will go to the debit side of profit and loss account, and since there is no adjustment, we can put it into the outer column directly to interest, that is 400. Next item is director's fee. Again, it is an indirect expenses, so we will write over here to director's fee. Students, you can write according to the space you have. So I am having much space in the profit and loss account, so I write it on the above. It's better to write in the chronological order or in the serially. So director's fee is 1,500. The items, as you can see, I have written here is not having any adjustment, so I put it into the directly outer column. But the items that would be having adjustments are to be put inner column, as you can see here. Okay. So moving on to our next item, that is purchases. So purchases are direct expenses. So we write over here to purchases. Let us see whether we are having returns or not. Yes, we are having return outward. So we will keep the amount of purchase in the inner column so that we can subtract it further. So purchases given is 25,500. Okay. So in future we will be getting returns. So I am mentioning it here earlier only. Returns. Okay. Then the next item is rent, rates and taxes. As here, rent, rates and taxes are not mentioned that whether they are made for factory or office. In the absence of an information, such expenses are always taken as indirect expenses. Okay. So I will write here to rent, rates and taxes. So rent, rates and taxes are given as 500 rupees. Then the next item given is land and building. So land and building is again a fixed asset, but as you can see there is no adjustment regarding the item called land and building. So it is again a fixed asset but without an adjustment. So we will write it directly here, land and building. So land and building is for 40,000. Next, factory insurance. As the name says factory, that means it is a direct expense. So it will be taken to the debit side of profit and loss account. Okay, so I am writing over here to factory insurance. For excuse me or forgive for my handwriting, because for the marker it becomes sometimes little bit difficult for write. Okay, so factory insurance is 1,070. Next is wages. Okay, as you know, wages are having adjustment, and wages being a direct expenses are to be written on the debit side of trading account, and since it is having adjustment, we will keep it into the inner column. So wages is 15,000. Now the next question is drawings. So as you know, drawings are deducted from capital. So first of all, I am writing here fixed liability, because capital comes under fixed liability. So definitely there will be a value of capital. When it will come, we will write. But first of all, now we have to write the amount of drawings, because it is given in the question, and drawings are always deducted from the capital. So the value of drawings given is 12,000. Next is goodwill. So goodwill is an intangible asset, and I hope there is no more current asset, so we can make a head called intangible asset over here. the first intangible asset we got till now is goodwill. We are having less intangible and fixed assets always. So goodwill. Goodwill is given is 17,500. Okay. So the value of goodwill given is 17,500. Since there are spaces for fixed assets in current asset, I wrote the intangible asset at the last. Now moving on to our credit balances. First credit balance that we have is capital. So I have already mentioned over here. So capital amount is 75,000. Okay. We will make this adjustment afterwards because there are more adjustments about to come for the capital. Okay. After capital there is general reserve. So general reserve are supposed to be again taken as fixed liability because I have told you that contingent liabilities are not shown in the balance sheet. But general reserve are taken out of the profit to meet for future losses or expenses. So it cannot be deducted from a concerned asset. So general reserves are shown under the head fixed liability itself. So I am writing over here general reserve. So general reserve given is 18,000. Then the next item given is 8% bank loan. So again bank loan is a fixed liability because it is a long term liability. So 8% bank loan given is 10,000. Students, it is an important turn or turning point in your adjustment parties. You have to always see whether you are getting items like investments or bank loan. Okay. Remember always when you come across these two items in your final account chapter with adjustment, definitely there will be some hidden adjustments regarding these two items. What are those two items? Either bank loan or investment. There will always be a hidden adjustment in these two items. That is investment, that is an asset, bank loan, that is your liability. So be careful when you come across these questions because these are the hidden adjustment and this will not be given in the additional information. So you have to treat these adjustments by your own. Okay. So that is what I take a pause for this postings. Okay. So moving on further. So as a bank loan is a liability, I put here. Okay, bank loan given here is 8%. We will see afterwards what this adjustment is. Okay, the next is bank overdraft. So bank overdraft are usually current liability. So let us write here current liability. So bank overdraft. So bank overdraft given is 1,500. Next given is trade creditors, and you know creditors are also current liability. So it is given here trade creditors. You can write just creditors also, no issue for that. So creditors given is 4,500. Okay. The next item is discount receipt. So discount receipt is always an income, and being it is not an indirect direct income, it is always taken to be as indirect income. So by discount receipt. So discount receipt is for 1,750. Next item is return outward. As you know, we have left space for the returns of the purchase. So return outward is same that you call as purchase return. So return outward given in the question is 2,500. So let us deduct this value and get the value outer column, that is 23,000. So we are having purchases as 25,500 and we got the returns as 2,500. So the net amount of purchases that we are getting is 23,000 after subtraction of these two values. Okay. Next is sales, the only indirect income in your business. And as we have seen in the question in the debit side, we haven't got any returns, so there is no sales return. So we can put the amount of sales directly to the outer column. Okay, so sales is 50,000. Next, bills payable. So bills payable is again current liability we'll write over here. So bills payable value given is 6,000. Next is rent receipt. The last item is rent receipt, which we have pointed out is as adjustment. So rent receipt is an indirect income. We have to write it on the credit side of profit and loss account by rent receipt. Remember, we are having adjustment regarding this item, so we will keep this value in the inner column. Okay. Now we shall solve the adjustments given in the question, because the posting of the items inside the trial balance is over. So now we will move on to the items outside the trial balance. So the first item, that is closing stock. So as you know, closing stock, how it is treated? First of all, taken to the credit side of trading account, then current asset. So closing stock given is 15,500. Next treatment, it is taken to current assets. So since we have to make adjustment for the debtors, I have left space over here and I am writing here 15,500. Okay. Then next adjustment is, you have to always see whether you are taking or treating the adjustments for 2 times or for 2 effects or not. Okay, you have to check always whether the adjustments are taken for 2 treatments. Next adjustment is depreciate furniture and plant and machinery by 5 and 10%. That means furniture you have to depreciate by 5% and plant and machinery by 10%. So first of all, let us depreciate the value of furniture by 5%. So less depreciation. I have written it short. While you post this item, please write it in detail. To avoid space, I have written like this. So 5% of 15,000 is 750. The value that we get is 14,250. And the value of depreciations to be taken to the debit side of profit and loss account. So we will write here to depreciation. And as we are getting the depreciation value, again for the plant and machinery, I am keeping this value in the bracket, that is 750. And the next value will be added to this. So as the question says, you have to depreciate the value of plant and machinery by 10%. So we will deduct here depreciation 10%, that is 1,400. So the value that you get is 12,600. So you can check it again, the value is correct or not. Okay. Then you put the value of depreciation again here, 1,400. So see, I have written here, first treatment is deducted from the fixed asset. As you know, I have sent a video regarding the treatment of adjustment. Depreciation is deducted from the concerned assets and being an indirect expenses taken to the debit side of profit and loss account. Now we will put the total value at a time, that is 750 plus 1,400. Okay. So this is 2150. So if you add the value of 750 plus 1,400, it comes 2150. Next, that is write off 1,000 as bad debt. Okay. So you have to deduct 1,000 as bad debt. So first of all, you have to write, or you can deduct less bad debt. So the bad debt is 1,000, and I am subtracting the value of bad debt 1,000 from the debtors. I got the net amount as 6,000. Always remember, students, whenever the items or the adjustments comes regarding the debtor, okay, regarding the debtor, always remember that first of all you have to deduct bad debt from sundry debtors, then provision for doubtful debt, then provision for discount on debtor. Okay. However, comes in the question, because if you make any changes regarding the deduction from the debtors or the adjustments regarding the debtors, then definitely you will be going to commit a mistake or error, and the financial position and the financial result in the form of net profit will not come correct, or the result that will be shown by the financial statements will be incorrect. Okay. So the way to treat with the debtors is, first treatment to be made with the debtors are bad debt. The second treatment are provision for doubtful debt or provision for bad debt. Then the next adjustment that you can make with the debtors is provision for discount on debtor. Okay, so depending on the items given in the question, go accordingly. Okay, so now let us move to our next treatment for the bad debt. See, I have deducted the value of bad debt here from the sundry debtors. Now I will post the value of bad debt in the debit side of profit and loss account. Okay, so let us write here to bad debt. So value of bad debt is 1000. Then the next adjustment is same, create a provision for doubtful debt 5% of debtors. So the treatment is same, but the value will be definitely different. So provision for bad debt we have to provide is for 5%. Okay, so provision for bad debt. So it says provision for bad debt or doubtful debt, whatever you can write, that is 5% on debtors. So 5% of 6000 is 300. So the value of debtors, net value of debtors that goes to the outer column is 5700. Okay, so we will write the value of provision for bad debt on the debit side of profit and loss account, as you know. So the to provision for doubtful debt, that is 300. So you can mention it as doubtful debt or bad debt, as I told in the video. Moreover, all things are same. Okay, so since the space is running, we are running out of the space, I have written it on the above part. Okay, so see, I have made the treatment twice. Bad debt is deducted and bad debt is posted here. Provision for bad debt is deducted and again provision for bad debt is written over here. Okay, so always see whether the adjustments are taken to two financial statements or not. So next is allow interest on capital and drawings 5%. So interest on capital to be added to capital. Okay, so add interest on capital. So interest on capital is 5%. So 5% of 75,000 is how much? 3750. If you want, you can check it or calculate it in your calculator or by manually. So the value of 5% of capital is 3750. And same you have to take to the debit side of profit and loss account, because you have to treat it for 2 times to interest on capital, that is 3750. In the question it says interest on capital is to be provided on capital is 5%. So interest on capital is provided is 5%, that is 3750, and I have written here again on the debit side of profit and loss account. The next item is interest on drawing is 5%. Okay, so see, I have also written here interest on drawing 5%, that is the value of drawings is 12,000. So 5% of interest on drawings is 600. Okay, so now the thing is, interest on drawings can be added to drawings or can be deducted to capital. So here there is no separate head, so we are deducting from the capital. So the value comes as 600, and I have posted it on the credit side of profit and loss account. The way interest on capital is a indirect expenses, the same you have to take the interest on drawing as a indirect income. So I have treated this twice. Okay, then the next treatment is for wages for the year is 16,000. So wages paid for the year is 15,000, but it says wages actual expenses is 16,000. That means 1,000 rupees is your outstanding. So see, I have added here outstanding expenses for wages is 1,000. Then the outer column it comes 16,000, and the second treatment for the outstanding wages is 50 liability, that I have made a heading here and wrote that is 1,000. Okay, correct. So one outstanding is written on the debit side of trading account by way of addition to the concerned expenses and treated in the liability side of balance sheet as the head 50 days liability. Okay, and the last adjustment that we have here is rent received included 500 as advance, because it is the income received in advance and it is the income that is not related to current accounting year. It has to be deducted from your concerned income. Okay, so let us go to the credit side of profit and loss account. We are having an adjustment called rent received, and we have deducted as advance, that is 500, and the second treatment of advance is 50 days liability. Given here is rent received in advance 500 rupees. Okay, so all the adjustments are over and treated twice. Always you have to see is whether the adjustment that you post in your financial statements are taken to two financial statements or not. So see, all these adjustments we have taken to two financial statements. Okay, now let's close these financial statements and see whether the answers we are getting or not. Okay, So let us close first trading account. As you can see, the value of credit side of trading account is more than the debit side of trading account. So definitely here we are having profit. So we will close here. Okay, so the total of the credit side is 65,500. If you want, you can total it again. So the credit total comes is 65,500, and here goes the net profit. Here goes the gross profit. We will calculate it, and I will show you how to calculate. To gross profit carry down, and the same will be written here is as by gross profit brought down. Okay, so see, the total of the credit side is 65,500, and let us now check what is the debit total of the trading account. Okay, so I will write it on the rough side. Here it goes 0, 7, 0, 5. Then we have is 8 or 9, 6, 25, 25. 48,570. So the debit total of the trading account comes is 48,570. Let us now subtract and check whether we are getting the answer correct or not. Okay, so you have to subtract 65,500 minus 48,570. Let us see whether we are getting the answer or not. So this 14, 14, 5, 9. Then we are having 58. 7. So we are getting answer is 17,930. Let us check whether we are getting or not. If we are getting the wrong answer, we have to check what mistake we have made. The answer is coming wrong. Let us check where we have made the mistake. Yes, wages is 16,000. Opening stock is 8,500. Then we have factory insurance 1070. Then we have wages 16,000. And then we have purchases. We are having purchases. It is our now duty to check whether we have made correct or not. As I told you, if you make any mistake anywhere, you have to pay for it. Okay. So the value of purchases that we have here is 25,500, and we are having returns to it is 2,500. So as it goes correct. It is correct. Now sales is given as 50,000 and closing stock is 15,500. So this is correct. 65,500. So I hope we made a mistake for totaling of the trading account. Not to worry, let it do again. So this is 0. Then this is 7. This is 5. Yes, 570. Okay. Now here is 1, 3, 4, 8, 12, 6, 18. 1, 2, 4. 48, 570. So this is 16,000, then 17,000, 17,000, then again it is 20,000, 48,500, so 48,570 is correct. Now if we go to 1073, Let us check whether we have left over any adjustments or not. Okay, we have left an adjustment, that is 8% bank loan. As I have told you, there is a hidden adjustment, but we haven't solved here. Okay, let us see. It is not related to trading account. Since then, we have to see that it is a 8% bank loan is 10,000. As you can see here, 8% bank loan is 10,000. That means on bank loan you have to charge 8% rate of interest. That means you have to pay 8% rate of interest. So 8% of 10,000 is 800. Okay, so see carefully. Bank loan of 10,000 is having 8% rate of interest. That means this 8% you have to pay as interest is 800. Let us check how much you are paying interest. There must be an item called interest over here. See, the amount of interest is 400 written here. Okay, that means you have to pay 8% of 10,000 is 800 and you have paid only 400. That means there is a adjustment regarding this item. So since we have already posted interest 400, we cannot rub it over here. So we will write it again. Okay, so 2, we will write here again outstanding interest. 2 outstanding interest on loan, that is 400. And so it is expenses but not yet paid, it is again 50 days liability, so it will be written here outstanding interest, that is 400. Okay, so we were already committed another mistake. Okay, so now it is solved. At being an adjustment, it is an hidden adjustment, as I told you. Investments and bank loans are always given as hidden adjustment. You have to see the questions properly. Okay, so this hidden adjustment is solved. 800 is the expenses, but the expenses paid is 400. So again this 400 will be added with this, but since we have posted it by mistake in the earlier, we cannot erase this one or rub this one. So I have posted it again like 2 outstanding interest on loan is 400. Now here also I have written in the 50 days liability, that is outstanding interest 400. Now the thing is, we have to solve the trading account properly. Discount receipt. So this is 23,000, 16,117, 20, 40, 40,500, 40,570. So as you can see here, the total comes is 48,570. Now the actual value that you have to get is you have to subtract the credit total with the debit total. Now let us check whether we are getting the correct answer or not. We have checked it almost 2 times. But if we don't get, we have to proceed with this answer and we will check afterwards whether we are getting correct answer or not. Okay. So let us subtract this first. So this is 0. Then this is 73. 14, 5 is 1459. We are getting 48, 6. So the answer given is 16,130, but we are getting here is 0, 3, 7, 10, 1, 10, 5, 15, 5, 6, 0, 3, 7, 10, 1, 10, 15, 6, 7, 8, 15. So see, as of now we are getting the value as 16,030. Let us move with this value and see whether we are getting the correct answer further or not. Okay, so we got the gross profit as 16,930. Okay, now let us close our profit and loss account. So as you can see, the value of credit side is much more than the debit side, so definitely we are getting net profit over here. Okay, so let us check whether we are getting the answer or not. This is 3580. 3, 5, 8, 6 and 15, 7, 22. 2, 3, 5, 1, 6, 16, 22. So the total comes here is 22,280, and as per the matching concept goes, the correct and the total, highest total is put on the both the sides. Now we will check the debit total. So first of all, let me write here to net profit transfer to balance sheet. Okay, now let us check the total of the debit side of profit and loss account. It is 1,300, 2,300, 2,800. So 2,800, then it is 3,000, then 3,050, 5,050. So 5,050, here it is 6,050. 6,000. Okay, it will be better if you write it here the total. Okay, the first item that we get is 0. Second item is 5, 5, 10, 15, 8, 25. Sorry, here it is 5, 5, 10, 5, 15, 8, 23, 28. 28, then 2, 4, 6, 7, 13, 14, 19, 23, 26, 7, 33, 35, 40, 43, 4, 3, 7, 2, 9, 10, 2, 12, 13, 14. So here we are getting is 14,380. Let us check again. 0, 5, 10, 15, 8, 23, 28. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 13, 14, 19, 23, 26, 33, 35, 40, 4, 3, 7, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. So total of the debit side of the profit and loss account comes 14,380. Let us check how much we are getting as net profit here. So the total side of the credit total of profit and loss account is 22,280. As the it is not visible properly, I request you to make it total properly in your rough areas. Okay, so let us see whether we are getting or not. 0, 12, 3, 9, 11, 4, 7. The value we are getting is 7,900. Okay students, as we are checking the errors that we have committed because we are not getting the answer that is given in the book. So I have committed certain errors by checking it out properly. It is I always advise you to solve the problems properly so that you can see whether you are making the mistakes or not. Because if you have made a mistake in the initial times, then you will be having mistake again throughout the problem. Okay, that the mistake we have made is, see, in the question that is given is cash in hand 800 and I have wrongly put it is 2,400. So this is the first mistake that I have made. So cash in hand given in the question is 800. I have written there now. Then the next item is carriages that I have left. So carriages is to be put in the debit side of profit and trading account, as you know, because carriages is treated as the direct expenses. Okay. Then the next is preliminary expenses that I have left over. So preliminary expenses are the fictitious assets. Since we don't have any space, we can write it over here. Preliminary expenses. These were the two items that I have left by mistake. So preliminary expenses amounting to 400 rupees. Okay, this was the item that I have left and also made mistake for regarding cash in hand. And carriages were the item that I have left in trading account. See, now you can get the answer correct, because see, earlier you used to get the amount as credit total is correct, debit was wrong. Okay, so earlier you used to get 16,930. Now you got an extra expense that is 800. So this comes to 16,000 130. That is the answer of our question. Okay, got it? Not to get confused here. Look, the total is credit total is 65,500, and as per the matching concept goes, we have to put the highest total on both the sides. And earlier we used to get the answer as 16,930, but now since we have left the carriages amount, that is 800, so it was excess 800, so it came 16,130. If you want, you can take it again. And same goes here also. We have to write it as 16,130. Always you solve the questions by looking into the items carefully. Others will make the mistake. Likewise, we did in this question now. Okay, so the gross profit came here is 16,130, and so this total will be again 800 less. So this will be 21,480. Okay. So I am making it again for you. So this total comes here is 358. We have it in 167, 714, 1, 134, 4156, 21. So the total comes here is 21,480. Okay, and so the net profit that you will get here is again less. Earlier you used to get the answer as 7,900. So because of this excess 800 of the gross profit, now we will get the answer as 7,100. Okay, we have already made the mistake, and we have seen that we got the wrong answer. So now we can directly write 7,100. But I insist you, please go through the calculation again and again until you get the answer. See, earlier we used to get the answer as 7,000, and because of excess 800 of gross profit. So now that excess 800 is removed, the answer comes to 7,100. Okay, so that is the correct answer given in the question. That is net profit in the question given is 7,100. Okay, so I insist you, please go for the calculation again and again unless you get the correct answer. Okay, it is very rare or 0.01% chance that you will get the wrong answer in the book. Answers in the book are given always correct. If there is a mistake, please go through the calculation again and again until you get the correct or precise answer. Okay, so this is the gross profit that we have got 16,130, and we have left two items, that is carriages and preliminary expenses I have put over there. Okay, so carriages inward. As you know, carriages is not given or in the absence of information taken as the direct expenses, and preliminary expenses are being the 50 days assets, because as you know, these are the expenses made for the incorporation of a business organization. So these are treated as 50 days assets or deferred revenue expenditures. So never the deferred revenue expenditures are shown in profit and loss account. Therefore, preliminary expenses will be treated in 50 days asset. Due to the space problem, I have written under the head current assets, but that is not at all a big issue. So now we got similarly the net profit as 7,100. Now we will add up to our capital amount. Here it goes. Net profit brought forward. So net profit is 7,100. Okay, now we will add up all this. Let us see whether the asset side and debit side comes total correct or not, because we have faced lot of problems solving this problem. We have to see whether we are getting the correct answer or not. So see, it is the capital, that is 75,000. Then we have to deduct the drawings, that is 12,000. So it comes 5 to 3, 7 months, 63,000. Okay. Then interest on capital you have to add, that is 3,750. So we get here is 66,750. Then we have to deduct the interest on drawings, that comes 66,150. Then again we have to add the net profit, that is 7,100. So we get 5,112, 6,730, 1,673. So the total comes, so the adjusted capital value comes to 73,250. Okay, because of the market problem, you will not be able to see this, but I insist you to go for calculation of the adjusted capital again in your rough areas. Okay, so So this value comes to 73,250. So let us write here 73,250. Now let us check the total that they are getting or not. Sorry for this is not visible. This is the net profit that we got there, and this is the adjusted capital value, that is 73,250. Okay, so it is the value of net profit that is written in small because of this space. So now let us check the total whether they are getting or not. This is 0, and again 5, 4, 5, 9, 19, 2, 21. I think again we have made any mistake. Let us check 75,000. This comes to 73, 63,000, 66,750, 66,150, 66,250, 73,250. This is 5, then let us check, this is 4, 5, 9, 9, 10, 19, 221, 213, 3, 13, 14, 14 plus 10, 24, 24, 34, 44, 42, 45, and 45 plus 70, 1,15,150. So the liability total that we are getting is 1,15,150. Let us check whether it is correct or not. No, unfortunately the balance sheet value is coming wrong. Let us check whether the asset side comes correct or not. Then we will see what mistake here made so that we are not getting the answer. So this is so the asset side total is coming correct, that is 1,14,750. Let us check whether what is the mistake that we have made in the totaling of the liability side, because moreover we are getting very less amount as wrong. So 400 we are getting excess over here. So the value of bank loan on 8% is 10,000, that is 800. Also with this interest 400 is paid, so outstanding interest on us 400. So that outstanding is again taken here is 400. So rent received is liability and outstanding wages is 1000. Right, 268, 750, 419, 19, 5. 24, 32, 5, 37, 3, 20, 35, 40, 80, 86, 86, 98, 98, 98, so 1 left, 98 plus 102, 112. Again we are not getting the correct answer, so let us check where we have made the mistake. Capital 75,000, then drawings is 12,000, general reserve 18,000, bank loan is 10,000, bank overdraft 1,500, creditors 4,500, discount receipt 1,560. Credit out of 2,500, sales will still be 6,000, then this is 3,500. So students, now I can say you that since we have got the gross profit and net profit correct, but we haven't got the balance sheet as it is, we are still getting 4,000 less in the asset side, or again we are getting some 1,000 excess in our liability side. I insist you to solve this and tell me whether you are getting the correct answer or not. Okay, definitely I will make this solve for you. Okay, in the next class. So till then, it is your task to find out what is the mistake that you have in your balance sheet. Okay, take it as a homework also. So see, we have posted all the items over here correctly. Still, we are not getting the correct answer in the liability side and in the asset side. So now it's your duty, or it is your task to check what is the value that is not coming here or hidden, or we are making any wrong in the calculation part. Okay, so now it's your duty to get the correct answer over here. Okay.